Good morning, my name's Steven from Trader Genius, and we are doing a live trade discussion where we may get a trade in, we may not. We're looking for small chip shots, not home runs. If the home run happens as a result of a chip shot, then that's great, but we are looking for systematic trading only, and our system is well defined. Okay, so we're always starting off looking at the market, and in this case we have several things on there's two screens here, but you can only see one. The other one's reserved for our members, so I'll be loosely referring to the market as the SPY. Starting off there, just get our reference point. So zoom out just like a map. Just go ahead and zoom out, look at your different scales. So the daily scale, each one of these candles is 1 day. On this one it's 1 hour, and then this one's 15 minutes. So get acquainted with the recent history to know where you are, and in this case we've had a jump, well, kind of broke down a little bit, and then it's starting to come back up towards the previous high somewhere around 385. So right around here, a little bit higher than here. It'll show up on this main chart if we get up to that point. We've been going flat here for a little while. Yesterday it went up and then it kind of went flat. We're just kind of sitting in the same range. So now that we're oriented, we can start looking around for possible stock trades. And right now my list is telling me that Boeing is having a little bit of a moment. A moment meaning we've got some green background, some K-band, and we've got some signals showing up. These are our special signals that kind of tell us a little bit more detail about what's happening in the background with these massively fast, rapid moving numbers that we can't actually tell. So we break them down and put them into signals so they're easy to interpret. Okay, get acquainted real quick. Same process, no different. Recently been kind of dragging down for the last, I would say probably, let's see what this was, December time frame. So it's been dragging down for a while and just broke above 200 again yesterday after the recent breakdown for a couple days. We're starting to get some volume. We got some good signals, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at this one just to get a little bit more. So we have 206 resistance, 204 and 206, just looking to the left here. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what happens here. Remember, you don't want to just jump in. Jumping in, just you could end up, let's see right here what happens. Now I may have missed my opportunity, and it looks like it's getting into high risk here. Just depends. I don't have any kind of market support to speak of right here. This bar, if you've seen our other videos, you'll see this turning red and green. So I'm looking at this saying, you know what, that's high risk. Let's see what happens next, and maybe we will get another opportunity in the future. So what I'm looking for down here is volume genius. That's this purple stuff. I like having liquidity. Most traders do, so I can get in and out when I want to, and not when the availability tells me I have to. So in order to do that, I need a decent amount of volume, particularly for exits. I've never had any resistance on the way in, generally, and this is what I'm talking about specifically is options day trading. But there's always limits. So if you're trading $50,000 at one time, you'll have a lot of resistance depending on the day and the stock and the volume and all that stuff. Whereas if you're trading something like 1,000, you're generally going to get filled pretty quickly depending on your settings. Now all my settings are already preloaded in here, so they've been tested, and I know that those settings are ready to rock and roll and get me in fast and get me out fast. So I can just play right here. The chip shots I've been talking about, I'm just looking for a small opportunity to get in and get out and move on. Okay, so we had an interesting candle where it went all the way up to it went above 204.50, came back down, got a doji, and now we're looking like we're going up again with a little bit of support. And that looks like a possible breakout here. Now what I'm going to be paying attention to is we got a little green, but we're at the end of a window, and you're going to see this line pop up here any second now. This line, this purple line. And what that tells me is we're almost at the end of a trading window, what we call our windows. And having said that, just imagine a window's opening and closing, and you had to go through it. When would you go through it? As it's opening or as it's closing? Me too. I want to go through it as early as possible. And that's what those windows help us do. It reminds us that there's natural cycles within the market, and we need to pay attention to them and use them to our advantage. Okay, so if we get a breakout here with some volume, now we're in a new window. We may have a trade if we're supported, and we look like we're building here with some support, nothing impressive yet. We'll just keep our eye on it. Okay, so breakout above 204 right there. Let's see if we get any follow through this time. Little bit of volume coming in, nothing spectacular. Now we have several things that are built into Volume Genius, so you don't need to wonder what's going on. All you got to do for volume is see if this binary thing is on or off, and to what extent compared to before. So before, we saw that it took this much volume to make this much movement. So we'll be looking for something, and there's nuances in here, guys, so I'm not trying to oversimplify it. There's our breakout, low volume. Low volume equals high risk. We've got a little bit of market support, so we're just going to stand by here, wait for a little bit more confirmation that this thing is not just going to drop out on us. We've all been there before. It's no fun. And that's why you need a systematic method that has layers. Layers are very important because one moment where a stock takes off and looks really good, it looks very, very similar, almost the exact same, at the same layer as one that just turns around on you. So you need additional considerations to reduce risk. Right here, the 4-day break above, that's this previous high / yellow line call zone, and also the white line you can't see behind it. This is going to be a big deal. 203 is a big deal. And we're seeing it kind of have a little magnetic effect on the price so far. So we'll just wait. As we're waiting, though, this is very interesting. So it's just gone perfectly flat, which means no one's in the house selling yet. Could mean that there's some more buyers standing by. We don't know. We'll only know if they show up. But right now, Disney's getting a green light. So just coming over here to check it real quick, and there's nothing really impressive. We're still in this orange area, the risk zone. So I'm just going to go back to BA and keep my eye open for an opportunity, because BA looks like it could possibly break out to a high again, and that may be our moment. Okay, so we're breaking out above 204. There's our volume. Let's give it 1 second. We've got a little bit of market support. It's not resisting us. I just want to see if it's going to stay above 204. And right now we've got kind of a mixed market. It's kind of like it's kind of flat, but generally creeping up. There's our volume. Let's go ahead and get in.
Order filled.
Okay, orders filled. So right here we got in, and we are basically in our first stage of trade management now. So because it broke out with volume and it had a little bit of, it wasn't being resisted by the market, you could call that support right here. We have deemed, or I have deemed, that it is within my process of low risk. And all I'm doing, again, I'm looking for a chip shot, guys. I'm not looking to kill it. I'm just looking it would be nice, but I'm not worried about 15, 20%. I just want to get 2, 5% back to back to back to back, high frequency, high repeatability, things like that. Consistency is what I'm after. Okay, so we're sitting here, we're looking at 2% profit currently, and 3%, 4%.
Quarter filled.
And I'm just going to get out with 4%. I'll put the percent here. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Just do a quick review of what happened, why it happened, why did I get in, why did I get out, and then we're out for the day. Okay, so we were earlier here, we signed on. I signed on a little bit late, so I didn't get any signals. Oh, let me kill that timer. Didn't get any signals up here early. We're in the risk zone, BA. Let's do our quick reference. Quick reference here. BA's been just recovering, I'd say. Now, if you're not familiar with it, we'll go to the weekly chart so you can see. This thing was way, way up there before the big dip down in February, March last year. And it's kind of just been struggling to recover. Now, if you know anything about Boeing, they're a airline technology. They do a lot of business with airports, just stuff that got hit hard with COVID, travel industry, defense industry, all that kind of stuff. And none of that really matters. But what we're looking at is there's a reason why people aren't just flooding back in there. And a reason could be because people's confidence is not high enough to speculate that it's time to get in or out of this stock. And that could be a reason. The reason doesn't matter. All we care about is what's happening. Is it green? Is it red? And where within the last recent history is the current price. Okay. So getting out of that, we saw that 204 was previous resistance. Right here, 202, 203, 204, and blah, 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 206. So this is just a simple matter of looking to the left from where we were at. So we were here looking at a previous high, and we saw what happened last time. It went through 205, 206, and it actually went all the way up past 208 and retracted 208.35 and retracted back down, all the way back down here to 204. So we knew beforehand 204 was a heavy price. This was a very sticky price. Meaning, if we break out of it, two conditions can typically happen if you have a good resistance there or support. If you break out above it, it could trigger a nice run. And that run could be very consistent, and that's where you get your 10, 20%ers and things like that. Or it can look the exact same and turn on you very quickly. Now, there's a couple different layers that you got to go through to know which one it's most likely to do. And in today's case, we knew it was most likely to be a little sticky on that 204. So quick up, quick down. We don't want to stay around and hope for the big run today. Okay, and we teach this process to members of Trader Genius that take the coaching program so that they can do the same thing. It's repeatable. It's not confusing. It's actually generally easy. You just need the right information and the right practice. Okay, so we don't really need to look at this scale because we know, generally speaking, where the price is going to be a little sticky. So we just come over to this chart right here. And earlier today, we had some nice volume. It moved the price a decent amount in a short period of time. This is 1 minute per candle. So we knew that there was, generally speaking, there were some buyers in the house. And after that happened, we got some resistance right here at, guess what, 204. This stuff is not rocket science. And then it went flat. Now this pattern is very interesting because whenever you have think of like a stairs step. Whenever you have to step up and then it goes flat right there. What that means is the people that are trading, or the institutions that are trading this stock in this period of time, did not sell after the price action changed in an upward direction in this case. Now is a different story. But earlier they saw it go up and then it didn't just come right back down. So what that tells us is there's a possible opportunity for another breakout to the upside in the same direction, because it didn't just retract immediately. So what we were looking for is a little bit of volume right down here. We wanted to be at the beginning of a window. That's this purple line right here. And we wanted to just get in and out. This is a real basic strategy that we just call them chip shots. Just like golf, you're not going for the long drive. You're just going to go for the small, high probability, consistency. That's it. So right here, we saw the breakout with volume. It did not immediately retract down. It held above for a little bit. You can review the price action if you want to. Right after we bought, I think it came right back down below, and then it started working its way back up within 30 seconds. So that's good. That still fits my rules. And then on the next candle, we saw a little bit of volume, and the volume actually developed after the price action moved up. So watch the candle on that one. Just do a little quick trade review. Rewind this video and look at the price action. Whenever that happens, the hairs on the back of your neck should stand up, because you're not getting driven higher by volume. You're getting driven higher because of a lack of resistance. So what that means in that moment is the risk is high for this thing to go anywhere. And so that's why you saw me sell fast, because I didn't want to lose what I've already gained. It was a couple percent. But again, chip shots, we're going to get there guaranteed. We're not looking for this thing to continue going up to 206 in this run. It would have been great if it did, but we would have probably seen this kind of volume like we saw earlier, and it just didn't show up. So I just got out. And the after effect of that has basically confirmed the exact reason why we have this approach for this kind of day on this kind of stock. It hasn't followed through. So the worst case scenario is we're sitting there holding a position, hoping it's going to still go up, while theta, decay, keeps basically taking dollars and cents away from us as the sands of time get less and less. Okay, that's pretty much it, guys. That's it for today. We will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.